Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fine.
Good morning. Oh wait, the camera's not working? Oh my gosh. Hold on a second here. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm a little bit late today. I don't know why. I felt like I was doing good today. But we did just have initial jobless claims and the market has moved up a good 10 ticks or so. And you might think, oh, that seems like that was a little bit of a overreaction to just initial jobless claims. But what was the number that we got? Well, we got 231 versus 212. So it was actually a fairly big, well, I kind of call this one a miss. You know, it's hard with some of the measures of employment and so forth when it's like employment bad, stock market good sort of a thing. But yeah, the treasury market in particular moved up there because that kind of showed a weakening of the job market over the past week. 231 unemployment claims. It's a little high. So they do look like they've kind of reached the extent of that for now, though, and the issue is that we're still kind of we've kind of not been going anywhere this week. We do have 30-year bond auction today. We do have a few Fed speakers. I'm concerned, though, that the market may be kind of moving into summer action earlier. Like, you'll get the CPI numbers, and then the market might go to sleep after that. So, I don't know. Let's come over to the charts. Take a look at what's been going on overnight. So here you got the treasuries. They've been on a long down path since, Tuesday or so. But then this news kind of popping things back up and erasing the overnight action. S&P 500. Yeah, well, there's been some downsides, it's been a rough road, but they seem to be holding it so far. There's been, for all the talk that Apple doesn't look very good and all of these sorts of things, the market still remains pretty resilient here. Oil on the up. I don't know of any headlines that could be driving that, but they are on the up. Gold and silver also on the up. Really liking this news. And copper kind of, whatever. Japanese yen continues to decline here. Just erasing all of that intervention move. Gee, I don't know about that one. Okay. And the dollar, well, the dollar getting weak here, though, from this news. And then Bitcoin slowly slipping back down too. So you kind of got this market that doesn't want to move, and the markets that do move just end up retracing. So that's kind of curious. Okay, let's come over and write some notes. Initial jobless claims. Bigness. I'm gonna say 30-year bond auction. Activity on Thursdays tends to be okay. I don't know. I want to say week has been very quiet. I kind of feel that when you have like 3 days in a row hardly does anything, that fourth day maybe you could get more activity just from that. I don't know. The market is real. There is a lot going on off of that initial jobless claims. It's pretty funny. Like there, as we've been looking at things, they went for a new high. They jumped up there for a new high. I mean, that is a data point that really strongly suggests that the job market is now starting to weaken. Okay, well, anyways. Good morning, Octavius, A. Paul, Alan White, Jake Sprout. Hey, hello, Christopher. Welcome back. Let's see what we got going on here. News-wise and so forth. Zero Hedge is really pushing this story they've got. Behind the inexplicable strength of U.S. consumers is $700 billion in, quote, phantom debt. They're still really, really stuck on the U.S. consumer debt thing, but debt as a percentage of income is still healthy. So if that starts going down, then I get concerned, right? Because then that means consumers are pulling back because the economy is weak. Watch Biden deny economic reality and train wreck CNN interview. Okay. But nothing new there. Here, what's Mohammed A. El Arian here have to say? This from Bloomberg in connection with the debate on divergence in central bank interest rate policies. The issue is not about whether to use ECB President Lagarde's framing. Central banks are not Fed dependent. They can and should cut first. The issue is down the road, namely the magnitude of likely deviation given potential currency reactions. Yes. Okay. They're still going, man. It makes me want to buy that 29.5. Yeah, it's probably too late for me to put a stop limit there. Let's see. I'd say liquidity looks pretty healthy too. We got 4,000s up everywhere. Let's see here. Mohammed A. El Arian. Oh yeah, we should mention that. There was Bank of England policy decision today. BOE. Okay, they have kind of nibbled there a little bit at 29.5, so I think that they probably will execute that, but storm yesterday messed my area up a bit, destroyed some houses, sheds, and such, crushed many large broken trees. Tornado confirmed in next town over from me. Oh man, like the tornado season has come early this year, right? Like it's been pretty wild over there in the Midwest. Well, I tell you what, this Interest rate market really, really loving this news. Yeah, 109 even target. That does look like a good target to me. Not gonna lie. That does look a little attractive to me. Just because it's an even number, right? I'd say the DOM doesn't seem to be giving us very many clues today. It's just thick, as it has been past few days. And the volume coming through has been relatively scattered throughout here, but just, I would say, overall pretty consistent and steady buying. I tell you, man, that was like one of the best catching the edge as she goes trades I've ever done. It hit, immediately firmed up, never had anything against me. Wowzer. You know, that makes me feel a lot more confident and makes me want to take a trade over here on live. Except for that we're like really close to targets. By the way, that should be like a one ticker. I should have already coming back to me at 29.5, huh? I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I should just scratch it. Well, I'll leave a limit order out there, okay? Should have been a one ticker. That makes me a little bit weary about the prices I'm seeing over here in the yields. Like when I took that, I was like, oh, are they just going to zoom through this area? But they didn't. So now I'm kind of worried about if I get in at 475 that you just get stuck there for a while and have a little bit of drama. You know, that was a good, you know, I should have immediately have had my limit order out there, you know, to get out. But that was, you know, somebody asked the other day about how would you do a one tick sort of a trade. That right there is exactly how, right? Find a spot where, you know, I think that they might zoom through it. I have a very confident about what the direction the flows are, right? And then I either get filled on an alligator or I'm able to catch the edge and it just picks up. And look at that. I mean, it did. I guess, will it say that I took one tick of adverse? Yeah, it'll say I took one tick adverse excursion, but it was still good. 2 minutes. 2-minute trade, but it probably should have only been like a 30-second trade. So yesterday, I was on the futures trading subreddit, and somebody made this post like, I'm very disappointed with the moderation of the Discord. Like I was asked a question and they decided that I was spamming and banned me. And I'm like, what? That did not happen. That did not happen. Looked through all of the logs, everything, don't see anybody banned except for the usual spam, etc. So I asked them, you know, oh, well, what was your new username? Because I don't see that. And they said, oh, no, I don't mean our Discord. I meant like the Discord for some funding firm. Oh. I was super triggered. For a moment there, I was super triggered. What? My service has been less than excellent? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. So I am starting to see signs of this scootering out, actually, which is very curious. Because, like Octavius, I thought that they were going to go just right to 109. And it doesn't mean that they can't still get it. But they're being, you know, there's a little bit, I mean, they're at 29, they took that offer. Because I took 29.5 to 30. That's weird. Right, so if I had not gotten my fill on that, I would probably be getting out at -1 or -2. Ooh, that does not really... That kind of hurts. You know, I took that and I felt so confident, and now I feel very not confident. You know what? I need to be careful. I have been lighter on the trading. You know, like I was kind of thinking about this morning and like feeling kind of bad. Like, you know, Seth, you haven't taken very many live trades lately. What's wrong with you? Well, it's been a quiet week. It's been a quiet week. So there's that, but it's also like I'm into the heavy part of my workout routine. This is the first time in a while where I've felt strong and healthy enough to really start going hard and everything. And I know from past experience that when I get into those, that I will often make mistakes. Like, some of my biggest mistakes have been around those times. So I should be careful, you know, and me flipping around in my confidence so quickly, that might be kind of a symptom of that. Let's come over here and look at something. If I go to humanbenchmark.com, log in here. Do I have a... Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Is that my average score overall, or is that just my best? I think my best has been under 200 maybe, but I digress. Okay, let's play it. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, 181. Okay, that one was a little slow. So I am. I'm pretty quick right now. So I do think that my nervous system is starting to go into super compensation. That means I'm gonna be a little bit twitchy. Like it makes me want to take trades, and I'll take too many trades, right? And I'm not discerning enough. So this is just kind of weird that, like, okay, here's a one ticker, and that's immediately where it turns around. And it doesn't go to the 109 even. I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know about that one. We could test my typing too. You want to test my typing? Let's see how good our typing is. Raw 98, that's average for me. Octavia scratched it, really. Did you find that it stopping there at that spot a little bit odd? It just seemed a little bit odd to me. It's just like all of a sudden, for no explicable reason, so for some inexplicable reason, the flow just flipped on us there. You know, like right when it was getting. I guess I wonder. Hey Uzi, do you still have the market volume imbalance up? Was there an overextension in market volume imbalance there? It says yes. Oh yes, that it's up. That is one of those points where I would expect there to be like, you know, it get up into the 80% and then flip around. Peaked at about 60. Oh, okay, only 60. Interesting. Still, it's kind of like with a 15-minute rolling window. I don't remember what kind of a rolling window I was using before. You know what? I think I would be interested in like... Oh, that's interesting that you chose 15. Yeah, I guess the difference between like 15 and 20 minutes probably shouldn't matter. I kind of wonder what a 45-minute rolling window would look like, though. You know? I was actually running, you know, here on this test. I should do this test again. I was actually running pretty fast at some points, and I just kind of had a hard time reading a couple words. Let me, like, move it up a little bit higher and center myself here, and... A little bit better. Raw was 102. I try to keep it relative to my trading session, only here for 240. Well, so the reason why I would, so I think that I would want it to be like set to a window that will allow me to see like the meta order coming through, if that makes sense. Right. So like, if the average meta order takes 10 to 20 minutes to come, you know, is that uptime, right? This time it was about 15 minutes. So that's curious to me that the imbalance was only 60%. I mean, 60% is a big imbalance. I think, though, let's go look. Let's go look. Hold. It was this one. Yes, it was this one. Oh, I have it all in variables, but what was the high threshold? Oh, I was using 0.6 as a high threshold. Okay, I'm wrong. What do you mean your imbalance indicator gives divergence signals? Divergence with what? With price? Like it's going up to 60 and the price is going down? Sort of a thing? I guess this week you might see that sort of a thing because, like, it's been slow and grinding action and, you know, you get those icebergs, right? So my recollection, although that's interesting, I was doing a period of 60. I was using a period of 60. So I was using a period of 60 and imbalance 60%. Started dropping from 60 as price was going up for a couple minutes. Oh. Well, that could be, yeah. I don't know how reliable that would be, though. But I guess what you could say is that when it gets to that 60% imbalance, you don't necessarily want to take it just then, right? There may be an argument for kind of waiting and letting that flow kind of sputter out before it turns around the other way. Yeah. But that's just the thing, is that an imbalance in market orders like that cannot necessarily persist forever. If you're gonna make an indicator, I'm gonna look at these things. Yeah. Well, so the reason why I kind of, okay, so like this is what this was intended to do, right? People are going to apply all sorts of technical analysis sort of stuff to it. And so then the question in my mind is, okay, does that technical analysis make any sense whatsoever with what the indicator is actually showing us? Well, but I think that what you just pointed out there, it kind of does. I don't know how, you know, every time that you see that compared to the number of times that it does what we're just talking about, I don't know if the statistics on that would be very good. But in a situation like this, I definitely think that that's probably going to be the case. That, like, you just saw news, you're going to see a very, very strong market order imbalance. You're going to see it come up to 60% and then kind of die out. After 60, it's hard for them to get above a 60% imbalance. But it will not necessarily, price will not necessarily turn back down immediately. You will start to see that imbalance come out just because, you know, profit taking and that sort of a stuff, and then maybe see price turn around later, right? Because once you see that 60%, that tends to be the sort of place where a liquidity hole starts to form, right? So, but that kind of makes it difficult, like, from an algorithm perspective, what would be the best way to write algorithm to take advantage of that, you know? What is the micro ultra 10-year? Is that tradable on Jigsaw? It should be. You know what? I hadn't checked that. When they first put it out, I looked and didn't see it. Let's come in here and try downloading, you know, updating our instruments again. So I'm going to do CBOT and CME and download. Do I not get anything from the... Okay. Maybe I don't get anything from CBOT anymore. Or they don't put them on that. I don't know. Maybe that's changed. Okay, but then I'll pull up a DOM and MTN. No. EN. That might be more of a platform issue. I don't know, because I do think I should be able to trade it. Why can you not? Why can you not set that indicator to calculate on ticks? That's actually a good question. That doesn't make sense why it would not. I cannot pull MTN up, but I should be able to trade it. So I think that I would need to talk to my broker. It might be a Jigsaw thing. It might be a Rhythmic thing. I don't know. But there is a 10-year treasury, right? And there is an ultra 10-year treasury. So the 10-year treasury, the maturities that are in the 10-year treasury are kind of more like, make it more like a 7-year treasury. And the reason for that is just because, you know, to trade the amount of size and the amount of participants that you get in here on this market, you have to include that many maturities for it to work out. So that's why they made the ultras, and those are more closer to the on the run 10-year and on the run 30-year, but you know, they can't accommodate as much size, so they aren't as big. So that was TN, and then they more recently, and I mean very, very recently, made micros for those, which I think would be a great thing to trade. I really like the micro yields, but it might make more sense to trade those micro TNs. Like ZN, I think moves a little bit better for me, and if I was trading like a micro ZN, that'd be great. But that might allow me to do things like my position sizing and stuff a little bit better than what I can do on here. Because over here, you know, yeah, I can do multiple contracts, but the range is a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit harder to work that out. These micros are probably better for actually trading the yield curve. So I do want to get those micro TNs up, but I'm too lazy to go and contact my broker to do something about it. Okay, so back to that indicator. I'm going to pull up an editor window and pull it over here and look at it for a second here and see if it makes any sense to me why I cannot see that. Why it doesn't work on a tick chart. You can pull MTM up, but you use DTN IQ. Okay. I'm gonna say on Ninja Trader, it's definitely not gonna show up, right? Because I don't have. Oh, actually, no, it does. It shows up when I put it in there. Okay. Does it load the chart though? No. It pops up for me on the list, but when I enter it in, it doesn't show up. So Rhythmic must not be giving it to me. Because I thought, you know, I should get all of the CME instruments. I have to talk. I guess I'll have to ask EdgeClear about that. Reminder to self. Discussion or whatever. Actually, let's put it on our Ajax to do SBS.md. I'm gonna put it up here at the top. Ask EdgeClear about MTN. It only displays right on bar close. Well, okay, so the indicator by default is set to only calculate on bar close. So you will not necessarily see if you change that, if you go and change the calculate to on each tick, maybe that would fix it for you, Uzi. I have it by default on bar close because it was intended to be used in an algorithm. And I only want it doing stuff at the bar close when it could take a trade. If you change it to on each tick, it displays funny. Okay, let's try adding it on here. Are you saying if I put it on a minute chart? Oh yeah, you did. I thought you meant it putting it on a tick chart. So here, market order imbalance, default period of 10, calculate on each tick the imbalance. I'm going to see how there's buys and sells here. I'm going to add these on. I'm going to make it like cornflower blue and orange, and make this imbalance line like cyan or something like really bright like that. And these, I don't think you actually want to line. I think you want these to be bars. Bar, okay. You're running it on a tick replay chart too. Well. It's not a whole lot of orders going through the market at the moment. I would expect that to be like negative 3,000, right? There you go, negative 15. Balance, buys, sells. So now where am I actually setting those? Buys, sells. Yeah, okay. Well, so one of the things is that you know, like I've got like a I am doing it that way. My settings are 1 minute, tick, replay chart, 15 period, and on bar close. Okay. So is it not displaying like mine is right now? Granted, I don't have it on tick replay, but... Or are you perhaps saying if I come in and I like, okay, come in here. Let's just, that seems to be working, so I'm going to change these back to transparent. And then I come in and I say, tick replay. Okay. That actually doesn't make any sense at all. That is wrong. Wait, what is that? There is... How is that possible? No! No, that's impossible! Okay, change it back. Okay, let's see. That's so weird. On bar close. And it's okay. Okay, why would that be the case? Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay, but I think I could fix that. I think I could fix that. So the reason that it's happening is that, you know, you kind of keep a running tally, right? Like this is like, what was the tally over the last X bars or whatever. And so it's easier to do something that's like, you know, add the current bar and subtract the bar from way back and whatnot. So that's what it's doing is it's saying it's going back X periods and it's subtracting that one from further back and it's adding the current one. And what's happening is when you're turning it on, doing it that on each bar or on each tick, then it's doing that it's trying to do that every time. And so that's going to mess it up, right? So I just need to tell it there are these certain things that we only do on the current at the end of the bar. So I think that I could do it like right here. If is first tick of bar then I do this bit right here. Did you find a bug? I wouldn't necessarily call it a bug, but I guess you could call it a bug. I think that you've found an unintended use case. And so now I'm updating it for the unintended use case. Yeah. What's the difference between NQ and QQ? Oh, yeah. Easy's gotcha. Well, okay, so really the question is though we should take that a little bit further than what Uzi said, right? Okay, so NQ is a futures contract and QQ is an exchange traded fund. So what would be the difference between trading the futures contract versus trading the exchange traded fund? Okay. And the difference is going to be in so if I'm trading a stock, right, like QQQ, yeah, NQ will eat all your money faster. That's essentially correct, right? So QQQ is like, if I have $100, I can go and I can put $100 into QQQ. And can you buy fractional shares over there? I think you can. But what is the value of QQQ? QQQ. Right here. Okay. So QQQ is an exchange traded fund and it's at 440. So for $440, I could go and I could buy one share of QQQ. And then if the stock market moves 1% that day, I'm going to make 1% of $400, right? So let's just say 440 times 1.01 is 444. Okay. So wait, a 1% move means I make $4 per contract? Really? That's kind of funny. Okay, so you made $4. Okay. What is that on the actual index itself? What is a 1% move on the index itself? 5214 times 0.01 is 52 points. Okay. So 52 points times 4 ticks times it's or actually it's $50 per point, right? So it could be 52 times 5 blah 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 blah. 52 times 5. So if you traded micro NQ or we need to do NQ, huh? We need to do NQ. 18195. 18195 times 0.01. 181.95. And then what's the contract size on NQ? $20 a point for NQ or $2 a point for mini NQ. So times 2. Okay. So if you were trading one contract of NQ, of MNQ, you would make $363 on a 1% move, right? So the leverage that you get with the future compared to this exchange traded fund is like insane, right? You're making like $363 versus $4 essentially. I know that was a little bit disjointed, but did that make sense? So if you're day trading, it makes a lot more sense to do the future. Whereas if you're, so you trade NQ because of the leverage. Exactly. It's also a little bit easier to kind of manage your position with the futures, right? Because I'm going to close this stuff. I don't think we're going to use it again because, I can come in here and I can see the liquidity and I can choose to jump in and out whenever. So it's a lot easier for me to know where my stop is and what's going to happen when I hit the stop and what might my slippage be. Now you might use QQQ because there's options on QQQ that might be cheaper for you. So then you might, especially like people trade these exchange traded funds with like 0 day to expiration options and that sort of stuff too. So. I think this part needs to go in here as well. Oh, actually, it's not this part. It's this part. Okay, so I either fix it here or I like completely screwed things up. Let's see. On each tick, apply. No. No good. Okay, but I did not screw up the normal one, so it's better. You say Jigsaw does not support the micro 10-year ultra. Well, that doesn't surprise me, but I don't think that I'm getting the data from Rhythmic either. Book has been tough this week. Too many counterflows. All I do is scratch. I'm going to wait for TLT to open. Well, that's true. I mean, it's been a quiet week, right? Like, we shouldn't expect to have as good of trading. I thought that this week would be a good opportunity for those larger funds and so forth to do a little bit of their execution, but they're not. They're not. They seem to all just be waiting on CPI. So, fine. Be that way. Be that way. Maybe I was wrong about this part right here. When I'm like going through the logic in my head, I'm like, that's not right. Well, I'm not going to say futures are always better than ETFs, right? They're intended for completely different things, right? Okay, that's closer. That's closer. At least it's not giving me like insane values that make like 0 sense. Like, how would it ever get to that? But they are different still. That one is correct. Be interesting to compare. Because I think you're saying that they're kind of going to be a little bit correlated, aren't they? And when they're not, when that correlation with them changes, maybe something's going on. No. I guess the larger problem that I have here is that trying to find an edge just from inspection tends not to work, right? Like, if I come in and I add a bunch of things and then I do all sorts of crazy statistical analysis and technical analysis on it and everything, and then I find something and I say, oh, maybe this would work, and then I start trading it and it seems like it works. You're more likely to be finding to be getting fooled by randomness than you are to actually be finding an edge. So I think that a better approach is to have a theory about how the markets are going to work. Set the indicators up in a way that will show you that data, and then back test it and find the edge that way. Right. Like, come up with a theory, then see if the empirical data confirms your theory or not. Because when you're just doing doing it by just putting as many things on there and seeing what happens, then you become vulnerable to data snooping bias and all of those sorts of things. Right. So, like, what is data snooping bias, for instance? Data snooping bias is, there's a certain way that something can turn out. Like, a best example of a data snooping bias is, what is the best candlestick pattern? So you can go and you can find all of the potential candlestick patterns, like Jigs or NinjaTrader has like 30 of them built in or something like that, okay? And you can backtest all of them and then say which one works. And I guarantee you that if you do that, even over like a 2-year period, you're going to find one that seems to work better than all of the other ones, right? And then when you change the time frame and you test the next year's worth of data, you'll find that that one doesn't perform, right? So if I have like a ton of different ways of doing something, chances are one of them is going to do better than the other ones. And it's not because there's actually something to it. It's just like that. Those are the statistical probabilities, is that out of all of that, one of them is going to do okay. So when you come in and you start doing that one, then it doesn't, or the way that you account for data snooping bias is having a test period and what do we call it? A test period and a live period or something like that, right? So you train, or a training and a test period. So you train on this set of data and then you test on this sort of data. And if the performance doesn't carry through between the training and the test set, then you know that it was just a statistical aberration, right? It's kind of like shooting a bunch of, shooting the broadside of a barn and hitting all over on the broadside of a barn, and then saying, here's where the most bullets hit, and drawing your target right there, and then saying, look at how good of a shot I am. Well, you're not actually a good shot. It just was kind of happenstance that all of the bullets were right there, right? So with this indicator, it's kind of hard for us to backtest like that. Right, Uzi's for testing it, and so that's why I'm kind of warning you that, like, you pulling them all up and just trying to see what you can see when you put enough things up tends not to result in success, because whatever you're going to see is going to be like what it's doing at that time, and is not necessarily like the larger tendency. And so, you know, I would rather it be like, okay, so this shows me the market order imbalance, and this one shows me the imbalance between limit buys and sells sitting on the order book. Can I see that when the market imbalance starts to shift one way, that I also tend to see a shift in the limit orders? Because that would make sense, right? The market makers should be pulling in front of those market orders because they can see that imbalance and have to account for it. Okay, so then if I'm coming in here and seeing that, and I am seeing a market order imbalance, but the limit orders aren't getting out of the way in that particular spot, now all of a sudden that's a big flag to me. Something's going on there. Why is that happening? Maybe there's a potential trade, right? And then I could set the indicators up to do that, look for that situation, you know, and see what the empirical data actually is, right? Different approach. And that second approach is much more likely to lead you to an actual viable strategy. Anyways, what we got here? Why is it still being like this? Now, well, you could look at that, but I was kind of thinking more of my indicator that shows you the limit order balance of however many levels you choose to pick, right? That indicator, you can tell it to just only look at the best bid, best offer. I think there would be too much noise in the best bid, best offer to really be able to pull much of it out of that. So I would probably say it should be more like, you know, the first 10 or something like that. Or maybe the first 3. Maybe you could set it to 3. There's a big monster offer there at 24.5. That's curious. You know, when it reversed up here, I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting that it stopped at exactly that spot. But I kind of expected it to then just kind of meander around in that area. For it to have almost completely retraced here is a little unexpected in my mind. And now you're getting a big offer there at 24.5, what makes me super suspicious of that, though. Okay, so first thing is if I do this. That shouldn't change anything, right? Okay. Oh, wait. I'm going to take a picture of it to really double check here, okay? Yeah, no, it is. That change was good. Okay. That's weird. Oh, what's the cost basis? They did bounce off of the buyer's basis. Yeah, I should have been paying attention to that. Look at that. Came literally right to it and is bouncing. Huh. Huh. Interesting. I don't know, like I feel like as we've kind of been watching and talking about it, you know, that I have been pretty good at saying, like, in this situation I don't think it matters at all, right? And then in the situations where I'm not paying attention, it goes right to it and it bounces off of it. But the problem is still, like, how do I filter it for an automated strategy correctly? When will it be available for Sierra? I tell you what, man. You know what I need to do is I need to create or let me come in here and make a note about this. Affiliate program for NinjaTrader indicators. Okay. I really feel like I have a really great set of indicators. Okay. The people that get them seem very happy with them. I think that it's a really good package. But you know, I don't promote it very much. I talked about it like when we're on the NinjaTrader live stream, right? But that hasn't really done a whole lot for, like, bringing more people to the site or anything like that. I could do advertising. But you know, I think I would want to be pulling a little bit more consistent sales before I started dumping a ton into advertising, right? But if I had an affiliate program for it, then you guys that are maybe potentially better than me at promoting things could go and take it and make money from selling the indicator for me, right? And then if I was pulling in, you know, because right now, I don't know if the number of, you know, the number of licenses that I would sell on Sierra charts would be worth the time, right? Like, if I say I'm worth like $50 an hour, which is on the low side now, frankly, for my time, and then let's say that it's like 30 hours of work or something like that. 30 hours of work times $50 an hour. So I would need to sell at least 15 before I've like justified putting the time in there. Well, I guess I have sold more than 15 licenses on the NinjaTrader side, but that's over several years. So I don't know. I don't know if I sell. That's a good question. Let me think about this for a second. You want to know how many we've actually done? How many have we ever actually done? You won't be able to look, but I can just do it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The earliest I have here is 2020. Okay. So I sell about 10 a year. Just on NinjaTrader. So anyways. So I kind of feel like that I should get more of like a real business going with it on the NinjaTrader side before I expand out into other platforms. You know what I mean? I don't know. Because the thing is that writing these in NinjaTrader is very, very easy. And if I write them in Sierra charts, there are a lot of considerations that NinjaTrader just kind of handles that I would have to decide how I'm going to do them in Sierra charts. And so it's a lot more effort. And, you know, I've got this whole list of other things that I got, you know, I'm more interested in developing my momentum strategy right now. Right? So it's kind of hard for me to justify putting effort into that. Sorry. Sure is a cool indicator though, ain't it? Ain't it? So why does it do that? Ah. Okay, so if I have it on each tick, I'm gonna think about this quietly in my head, okay? Give me a second. Give me a second here. I see. I see where the issue is. That's not right either, though. To some extent, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to put this indicator on each tick. Okay. But that way, it seems like another liquidity hole for me at 25 half. The dollar looking weak. Looking very weak. Bolo FX, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. New name, so that's, you know, first time viewer. Appreciate having you here. Can you code my strip? Maybe. Maybe. If you're specific enough about what you're doing. Where are all the trades, though? Well, we're just kind of, it's a quiet market today, so we're, well, this week, so we're just kind of sitting on our hands for now. It did not like that. It did not like that. Well, this is kind of why these indicators are worth a little bit of money, because once you start to get into all of these kinds of nuanced little edge cases and things that you want to do. And doesn't fix it, though. Ooh, that screwed it up, in fact. Oh, that's really... Okay. Why does that make it so much worse? Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Just gonna make it way more complicated is what I'm gonna do. Seller strong? Where, in the treasury? I don't know what you mean. You know what? I should probably also... I'm kind of sitting here now like, should I be doing this right now? We haven't got anything else going on. It is a quiet market, and especially the last, like, 30 minutes or so, it's been pretty dead. So what I just did there was I saved the older version of the indicator into a different folder so that I can have both of them here, like at the same time. So when I do my next type test, I'll just put them both on. Okay. See, there's a fight. Well, look, there's a big order showing up again. So that's kind of interesting. Need that. What? Majorine Taylor Greene bought $500,000 in U.S. Treasuries this morning? Really? Wait, how can they see that? So first of all, how can they see that she did something this morning? Second of all, does she have any clue what's going on? Maybe she just thought, you know, seen some crazy conspiracy theory that has her convinced that we're going into a recession. Like, I don't know about that one. Whenever I'm programming on stream, of course you can't see me writing this stuff, but I always kind of feel a little silly sometimes because, you know, some of these things are a little complicated to figure out and require me a long time to think through. And, you know, I don't always figure it out within the time frame that we have. And trades are open to the public. Well, so like with the whole thing with Congress, though, that stuff like gets reported a lot later. So we wouldn't know that she did it this morning. Okay. That I think did not work. But to be able to put this on. Number close. Let's just get them going the same like that. Okay. I see. See where I have a mistake. Don't think that will explain why it's doing what it's doing over here, but okay, that changed it a little bit. Okay. Okay, so if I'm not crazy, okay, so I'm gonna fix that for starters. Okay, if I'm not crazy, this should not change anything. Ah, I did change something, so I am crazy. Crazy. Why does that? So I kind of, obviously I wouldn't have done it if I didn't suspect that it would do something. So why is that? Well, this is where having all of these data series running underneath kind of useful. Let's make these running ones a little bit darker. Hmm. Aha, so that just told me something. That just told me something. That is a silly mistake. Ha. So I'm still back to this issue, which is like, um, Okay. Can I get away with doing it like this? That output though, yeah, because what's happening is it's adding it every freaking time. It's dumb. In fact, even though I'm not done over here, I'm gonna refresh this just to. Oh wait, I have to. Okay, a little better. Oh wait, why is that going all the way to 1? Why is it showing all the way to 1 now? That's weird. Anyways, seeing that like that huge number was just really bothering me. Was really bothering me. It spiked over 70 on your end, really? On just that last little move up? That's kind of interesting. I'm surprised. I don't know if it means anything, but I'm surprised. Yeah. Well, that might be a good time for a counter trend though, right? Like with mine, yeah, my 10 minute window is spiked to 80. With my kind of the view of it, especially since I'm not I don't think that we're in like a strong trend. I think that things have still been relatively quiet. That would make now a good time for a reversal trade, wouldn't it? Or not a reversal trade, but like a mean reversion trade, let's call it. Because it's not like it's going to go all the way down. It's just like it might come back to the other side of this range. Okay. That did not help. Super annoying. Ah. Okay. Oh, I know what's going on. Oh my gosh, this is that's so frustrating. Okay. Because I renamed some of the data series. Okay. Oh, wait. I think I might know why we're having a problem. No, that's not it. Tisk, 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 tisk. Why are none of those series populating, huh? Aha! Ah. Ha! Okay. So hold up a second. How is that? How did I miss that? I see. There might be a bug in this. There might be a bug in this, guys. Okay, so now it seems to be correctly telling me how many are in each of those. Let's come up into this one and just kind of confirm this. That looks right to me. Oh wait, except for that, yeah. Okay, so that all seems, all is right on that side. So now we can come into this and we can look at the running ones. So we'll make this a yellow. Or no, not running light, not yellow. Cyan and yellow, perhaps. Okay. So right away, that is no effing way that can be possible. Okay. So is still doing it every time? Wait. Cool pattern though, right? I think part of the reason why I'm having some problem is because I'm not starting designing this from scratch. I'm trying to like adapt what I had. Like the number that that's getting to is so ridiculous. I can't imagine how it's doing that. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, if his first tick of bar should only happen once, like I really hate to when I'm working on something and like I get to the end, I'm not fixed it before the end of the stream. That's a little frustrating too. See, like, so when I go through this, I'm like, well, I could do it this way, but I'm still stuck at why is doing it this way actually causing a problem? I think I would rather figure that out first before I go, like, say, oh, let's do it this way and yada, yada, yada. No, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's gotta be something else rather than my code over here. Well, let's not say it's gotta be, but like, seeing enough here to make me suspicious. Oh. Hold up. I know why it's doing it. Because I'm telling it, do this every time it's the first tick of the box. Yeah, okay, so here's how I can confirm this. Do that. Bring my Ninja script output window over here. Press F5. Oh, actually, that's not doing what I thought it would. It is going sequentially. Oh, but that's because I haven't changed it to the other way of doing it. Okay. So is this a different bug that I haven't encountered yet? Where if I do that, now it will be like, no, that doesn't do that either. Really? Wait, did I do that wrong? On each tick. Super frustrating. You're noggin jogging. I am quite stumped here for the moment. I've just got to run back through this. Maybe I need to debug it. I think this will call for the debugger. Because I'm just can't figure out how that number would ever get that high, you know? So wait, if I get rid of these. Doesn't show anything. So that is correct. Oh, oh my gosh, that is so fucking trippy. Are you for real? Is this for fucking real? What the hell? Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I cannot explain that. That is so wild. Wait. Let me go the other way. No. Make it make sense. Something else has to be changing that. No, that doesn't make sense. So this one right here should only matter when we're doing it on each tick. This one... Oh, they said that they're temporarily going to stop talks, huh? Oops. Okay. You know what? It is telling me that that is correct, actually. So for that, why does it go? How would it ever go negative, though? That also does not make sense. Okay, yeah, that's a problem. Oh, fetch. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Ah. Okay. I get it now. Oh, that's so effing hilarious. So you know, we have like a window, and what I do is I add like the new bar and I take out the old bar. And what I was doing is I was taking out like the whole cumulative amount rather than just taking out the volume that was in that one bar. And that's why it was doing that constant back and forth sort of a thing. Okay, but so now I'm back to... Okay, the super crazy thing is gone. But they're still not exactly the same. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah, sure. And in some cases, it's going to like 10. That doesn't make sense. I guess this should be that. No. So now I think that I might have some signs screwed up. And this may be back to the original indicator might have a bug in it. Oh no, it's not. It doesn't have a bug in it. I'm being stupid. I'm being stupid. Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay, but over at this spot right here. Okay. These should always be. So one of the things that can confuse me is like, so, you know, I have buys and I have sells, and like I represent sells as a negative number, and so you kind of have to deal with the signs of those all correctly. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but how can that ever be that number is a little a little disconcerting to me. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna finish this today, guys. Well, I guess we can look at it tomorrow, too. Okay, see, like, those zeros. That should never be able to happen. Alright. I'll talk to you later, Izzy. Yeah, how is that number ever able to get below 0? It should be able to get potentially to 0, but never below that. Hmm. I'm going to focus on how is that ever a number greater than 1. Could be a size issue. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So it is because of the negatives. Yeah. So how does that ever happen? I don't know. I have to think about it. There's another mistake in here, but I'm close. There's another mistake that's making these go negative sometimes. I just have to compare the two versions of it and whatnot. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. We can continue this. In the meantime, stay excellent.